Okay. Go into your packet and find the notes on reflections, and we will fill those in together as well. Okay, so a reflection is the process of moving a figure over a line. Okay, now, if it's on a coordinate system, we can write rules for this, okay? And we can figure out rules. So here's my pre-image, okay, before I move it. And here is my image. And we're going to do a quadrilateral. A, B, C, D. This would be A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. And I'm going to tell you what they are, and then we're going to figure out the rule for the transformation. Okay, so A is -3, -1. B is -2, -1. C is -2, -2. D is -3, -2. Now, A prime, which is after the reflection, we are at 3, -1. B prime, we are at 2, -1. C prime, we're at 2, -2. And D prime, we are at 3, -2. Okay, so let's do our image and our pre-image. Okay, so -3, -1, there's A. -2, -1, there's B. C is -2, -2. And D is -3, -2. Okay, so we have this little square right here. Okay, that is my pre-image. Okay, now my image is at 3, -1. There's A prime. Okay, B prime is at 2, -1. C prime is at 2, -2. And D prime is at 3, -2. Okay, so my image after the reflection looks like this. Okay, now the question is, well, two questions really. One is, what line did we flip it over? We flipped it over, in this case, in case you can't see, the y-axis. So that might be something to kind of note here. Okay, and can we write a rule for it? Okay, so we flipped it over the line, over the y-axis, so that's one thing to note. Okay, so let's see if we can write a rule. So for the x and the y, let's look at the values. -3 to 3, -2 to 2, -2 to 2, -3 to 3. So what's happening with the x's is they're staying the same, except the values are changing to the exact opposite. Okay, which means all the x values are going to be opposite. That's why we put a minus sign in front of it. Okay, the y values, -1, -1, -1, -1, -2, -2, not changing at all. Okay, so that's the rule, okay, for, in this case, flipping over the y-axis. Okay, so let's fill in this. Okay. So we can flip, we can reflect a line over the x-axis. We can reflect it over the y-axis. By the way, we can reflect it over any line whatsoever. But here are some common ones: x-axis, y-axis. Here's another really common one: the line y equals x, which looks like this through your graph, like that. Okay, the line y equals -x, which means it would be the line going this direction. Okay, and an infinite number of lines. Any line. It could be a vertical line or a horizontal line, like this one right here. Okay, vertical and horizontal lines, yes? Okay, so let's do this one. Again, we're going to do, in this case, we're going to do a little triangle. QRS. Okay, Q is going to go from -3, 1, -2, -1, -4, -1. Okay, now the reflection. Okay, this is our pre-image. This is our image. Okay? All right, Q prime is going to be 1, negative 3. R prime is going to be negative 1, negative 2. And S prime is going to be negative 1, negative 4. Okay, so let's graph the two of them. Okay, first. So pre-image, negative 3, 1. There's Q. Negative 2, negative 1. There's R. S is negative 4, negative 1. Okay, so my little triangle here, whoops. Again, I'm just using my straight edge here. Okay, I'm going to shade that in. There's my Q, R, and S. Okay, now I'm going to do the image after the reflection. So Q is at 1, negative 3, Q prime. Okay, R prime is at negative 1, negative 2. Okay, and S prime is at negative 1, negative 4. Okay, so my reflected triangle looks like this. Okay, let's see. I'm going to shade that in a little bit so you can tell where that is. Okay, so what line do we think it reflected over? I'm looking at it and it's flipping this direction over. Okay, which means I flipped it over at this line right here. And I'm going to verify that. I'm going to put the little dashed line in here just so you can have an idea. Oops, I did not do that well. Let me fix that. Okay, so I'm reflecting it over the line y equals x. Okay, it's kind of a known line from Algebra 1. Okay, so over the line y equals x. Okay, so let's look at the values. Okay, so negative 3, 1. Q prime is 1, negative 3. So x's and y's flipped. Literally the same sign, they just flipped. Negative 2, negative 1. Yep. 4, negative 1. Yep. Flips. Okay, so x and y values swapped. Okay, so the rule would look like this. Okay, for every x or y, every point in our figure, okay, x's and y's will flip. They're not going to change signs, they're just going to flip places. Okay? This is for being reflected over the line y equals x. Alright. Flip the page over. And let's do this. Now, it's telling you specifically on this one right here, it's telling you the line y equals negative 1, okay? You got to remember what kind of line is that. And I guarantee you it's one of your special lines. Is it a vertical line or is it a horizontal line, okay? Line y equals 1, that means for every, it doesn't matter what the x value is, all the y values are going to be negative 1. So 0, negative 1, 1, negative 1. So it's going to end up being a horizontal line. Okay, so the line here that we are reflecting over is this line right here, y equals negative 1. Okay, now let's do our pre-image and then we'll do our image. M is negative 4, 2. Okay, so there's M. P is negative 2, 3. Okay. And R is negative 1, 2. Okay, so here's our original, our pre-image, yes? Okay, and we are reflecting it over this. So the distance from M to the line of reflection should be the same. So 1, 2, 3. I'm 3 away, so I'm going to go 3 down. 1, 2, 3. So M prime would be here. Okay, same thing here. I am 1, 2, 3 away, and again, R prime is going to be 3 away. 1, 2, 3. R prime, and P is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this is the reflected image. Okay, so image. Okay, we're gonna write the actual points. M is -4, -4. P prime is -2, -5. And R prime is -1, -4. Okay. So far, so good. All right, we're going to do the same thing. Oh, now we're going to reflect it over the line y equals -x. So that line will look like this. So for every x value, y is going to be the opposite. So if it's, well, it'll go through 0, 0. If x is 1, y will be -1. If x is 2, y will be -2. Okay, and so on. Okay, if x is -1, y is going to be +1. 2, -2, +2. Okay, so the line that we are going to reflect over is this line right here. Y equals -x, and again, I am drawing it out. Okay. All right, now we're going to do the pre-image, and we're going to do the image. So M is at 1, -1. 1, -1. There's M. L is at 4, 1. There's L. And K is at 4, -1. There's K. So the little triangle right here is this one right here. Okay, so far so good. Now we are reflecting it over this line. So it's going to reflect over this line. M is actually going to be the same. M and M prime are going to be exactly the same point. Okay. Okay. Because it's literally going to be reflected over the line. Okay, so to get to K, we went out 3 from M. We went to the right 3. So now we're going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. So K prime, so M prime is the same as M. K prime, okay, is now going to be 1, -4. 1, -4. That's going to be K prime. Okay, and then L prime, okay, is from K to L is up 2, so the opposite of that would be left 2. 1, 2. So this would be L prime. Okay, so the reflected triangle looks like this. Okay, let me finish writing L prime. L prime is -1, -4. Okay, so that having been said, let's do some reflection rules over some lines that we know. So if we were reflecting across the x-axis, this is what your rule would look like. Okay, we are keeping x and y in the same spot, but y will change to the opposite. If we are reflecting over the y-axis, okay, x and y will stay in the same place. However, the x's will change to the opposite values. Okay, if we reflect across the line y equals x, x's and y's will literally flip places. So x and y, y, x. If we reflect over the line y equals -x, they will flip, but they will also flip signs. So x, y, -x. Okay, so far so good. Excellent. So, what I would like you to do is now go to this assignment right here, and we are going to, oh no. No. Okay, sorry. We are going to, we're going to reflect across the y-axis. Okay, and again, if it's on a coordinate system and you don't remember the rules for it, just remember where it is. We are going across the y-axis. So this is going to flip over here. Okay, I am 2 away from the line of reflection, which is right here, which means I'm going to be 2 away from the line of reflection. So B prime is going to be there. Okay, A is only 1 away, so A prime along the same line will be right there. C is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from A, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be C prime. Okay. Again, I'm going to... Okay, so far so good? All right, so far so good. All right, so quick and easy, your assignment is to finish the rest of the problems, which would be on the back of the translation page, these problems down here at the bottom, then these problems here at the back of the reflection page right here, okay, and then the back of the rotation page, these right here. So you have 6 problems to do. Okay? 6 problems to do. And then, okay, these, you're going to do these in the same way that you did the rotations that were not on the coordinate grid, okay? Again, pay attention to the direction it tells you to rotate, okay, and how much it tells you to rotate, okay? So, don't let that throw you, all right? All right, 6 problems plus this page. Okay, 6 problems plus the last page. That is your assignment. Have it, bring it with you when I see you next.